Hello guys, you're welcome to your first HTML and CSS tutorial with Flourish Field Academy. And today we're going to be building a landing page for a travel agency website. And in doing that, we would be learning a whole lot of HTML concepts. We'll learn what HTML is, and we'll also learn about CSS and all the basic concepts of both HTML and CSS. We'll be starting off with building the navigation bar, which is the top here with the logo and all the possible links for the landing page. After which, we'll go down to the hero section to wrap up what this website should look like. A link to the Figma file, which is this, will be attached at the bottom at the end of this video so that you can also follow through as we build. Now, firstly, we need to talk about what HTML is. HTML is the building block of every website. What that means is HTML provides structure for our website. HTML is also known or fully known as hypertext markup language. And for CSS, CSS is also known as cascading style sheet. This provides a set of styling instructions to our HTML. Remember, we said HTML provides the structure. So while HTML provides the structure for our website, CSS provides the styling instructions for that website. So we're going to be learning all about that, and in turn, we'll be building this really beautiful looking landing page. Now, let's talk about the first steps we need to take in order to build any website. The first step would be to create a folder. And the reason why we create this folder is so that we would have all our files, everything related to that particular website that we're building in one location, because location matters a whole lot. So firstly, I'll go straight down to create my folder. And I like creating my folder on my desktop just for easy access. And I'm going to call my folder Flourish. Now, this Flourish folder is what would hold all contents for my website. The HTML, the CSS, and any images I would choose to use for my web page. Now, next up, we need to talk about the editor we use in writing HTML. Now, we use a special editor called Visual Studio Code Editor to write HTML and CSS and most other programming languages codes. Now, this is not the only editor we have. We have others like Sublime, like Bracket, but for the sake of this course, we'll be making use of Visual Studio. And you can get Visual Studio by simply going to your browser and looking up the website code.visualstudio.com/downloads. Now, once you enter this website, you would be able to download Visual Studio Code for any operating system of your choice. For me, I use a Windows, so I'm going to have to download the Windows operating system Visual Studio Code. But I already have that downloaded and installed, so I wouldn't need to do that again. But if you haven't, you can just click any of your operating systems here to download Visual Studio Code. Now, once that's done, this is what Visual Studio Code looks like. It looks like this once you've downloaded and installed Visual Studio Code. Now, the next step would be for us to open up that folder which we created. Remember, we created a folder called Flourish on our desktop. And we said that folder is going to contain all files and that would be needed for our web page. So in order to have that, all we need to do is simply drag and drop the folder that we have created on Visual Studio Code, and I'll show you how we do that. Hold on. Now I'm going to go to the folder, drag it gently, drop it on Visual Studio Code, and easily the folder opens up. As you can see, we have the name of our folder right at the top left-hand corner of my screen here, Flourish. But as you can see, it's empty. There's nothing inside, just as we have done earlier. Now next up would be learning how to create our own HTML files as well as the CSS files for the styles. But would have to do that in our next lesson.